Hey everyone, how y'all doing today? It is about 2 o'clock in Texas, and as you may have saw earlier, I'm Tisha. Make sure you check in, post and comment below where you're checking in from, what's going on. But if you follow my timeline, which I hope you are, you saw that I'm gonna make chocolate sake. So I figured I'd go live because it takes 3 days to make. I have the camera really far away so you can see everything that I'm doing, but it takes 3 days to actually make because it has to sit and marinate and everything. So the first part is actually making the sake, making the flavors, mixing everything together, and then I have to literally let it sit for 72 hours, and then I have to shake the bottle every, I think it says 12 hours? Every 8 to 12 hours I have to shake the bottle vigorously. So I figured I'd show you the first part. So instead of trying to figure out what kind of glass containers, because I need a liter of sake to use, I figured I would just use the sake bottles because they're glass. They're already glass, and when you're done, you have to store in a cool, dark place. Well, guess what? It's already dark. So I'm using a black and gold sake because I already had some in the house. And when I make it, it's going to be more than the sake that can fit in here because this is a 25 milliliter. And I need at least 33. I mean, it's not milliliters, 25 fluid ounces, and I need 33. So I figured I have 2 bottles here, and then I'll just fill them up probably to right around here. Since I have to shake it, I don't want to fill it too full. Otherwise, if it's too full, when I shake it, it's not going to shake right. So then you have to use chocolate, cocoa. So of course, I went and got fancy. I got the Ghirardelli Premium Baking Chocolate. Now, it called for dark chocolate. I personally am not a dark chocolate fan. There's nothing you could tell me to like dark chocolate. I don't care if you melt it, because dark chocolate is not sweet. Now, dark chocolate does have a lot of antioxidants that's good for you, but guess what? It's not sweet. So we didn't get that one. And then, just to change it up a little bit, we are using, I didn't get vanilla beans. I have tons of vanilla because every time I go to Mexico, I get vanilla. So I have vanilla extract from Mexico, Mexicana vanilla. Straight up in there, and that's all you really need. That's it for right now. There's going to be part 2 and part 3 later over the next couple of days, but this is how we're going to start. So to get started, you need a whisk, and I like my whisk big, with a bowl to mix, because honestly, trying to put the powder into the bottle is not going to really work. So basically, the first thing I have to do is I have to put 4 liters or 4 cups. So what I had left over in here was about 4 ounces. So we're going to open this one up again. Now, if you've never had sake, you don't know what you're missing out on. There's different types of sake out there that you can use. And I found a store down here that allows me to get different types of sake. I went to this Asian market. So essentially, you need 4 cups, which I'm not exactly sure why I'm measuring it out, because I already know that what I have in here is going to be enough. But I think I'm doing it just because I think I'm on a show. So I'm going to do this one again. Now, I preferably like my sake hot. Look, just enough. Just enough, everybody. I like my sake hot. Hot sake is good, but just so you know, not every sake is actually good to be heated up, and not every sake is good to be cold. So there is a difference. So I have this in there, right? Make sure my whisk does not spill. That's why I like this whisk. It has like a little thing here, so I can hold it onto the side of the container. Look, see? Look at that. Look at that. Okay, so, I'm sorry, I'm having too much fun. So the next thing I have to do is you need a half a cup of chocolate. Forgot my measuring tools. Where is it? So, let's see, which one of these is the half? Did you know that when these run off on the front, that the measurement is on the back? I learned that one day when I couldn't figure out which one was which. If you flip it over, it's on the back. So I need a whole half a cup of chocolate. Sounds like a lot, don't it? See, now the thing is, in the next 3 days, maybe 4 days, I'm going to need somebody to actually come get a shot. Now, when you make this, like when you're serving it, you serve it with whipped cream, and we are going to actually put some simple syrup in it once it's actually done. Because right now, we're just in the marination stage. So, hey, Mook, how you doing? So now I get to whisk. Okay, I'm going to tell you right now, when you're whisking with anything powder into liquid, don't go crazy. Don't have fun. You got to go slow. And the reason why is you're going to get powder everywhere. So I'm going to tell you right now. See, this is what it looks like. Doesn't it look like chocolate batter? Like cake batter? So I'm mixing it up. Now, the reason why I decided to do this was because I was thumbing through this cookbook that I have. And I'm going to show you what the cookbook looks like later. You know what this looks like? Very thin pudding. That's what this looks like. So I have it all mixed up. It's buttery, it's bubbly, not buttery. It's bubbly and frothy. So I think the next thing I have to do is put the vanilla extract. Now the vanilla extract calls for 2 tablespoons. Not good at measuring things like that. I think that's enough. I love vanilla, so you know, I might over vanillalize it, you know, make up my own words. So now you do all of this, you mix it in, and guess what? That's it. I'm done. Now what I have to do, as far as mixing it, I'm done. Now what I have to do is not make a mess. The hard part, I have to pour this mixture into these bottles. Now, most of you probably just pick this up and try to pour it. I'm not that coordinated. We would have sake and chocolate all over the place, and then you'll be laughing at me. So I'm gonna go smart, and I'm gonna pour it into this, and then pour it into here. Now this should be interesting. Now what I'm also doing is, I'm also gonna be making some lemon mango bars later on today. Yeah, so that's gonna be going, that's just something else to make, just because it was simple, it was easy, and I had majority of the ingredients in the house. Now because I know that this container is almost 4 cups, I know that 2 of these would be too much, so I'm gonna do 1.5 of these. Just to make sure, it's about 1.5. It don't have to be perfect, but this is just going to be stored in a cool, oops, Also, when you're filling these things up, so make sure that you pull it up a couple of times, because what happens is you get the pressure. As you can see, I made a mess because of the pressure. Not because it was too much, but because of the pressure. So this should be just enough. So that's enough for one. And then we have my other one where I made a mess and spilled cocoa powder on it, but that's okay. You know, what's the point of working in a kitchen if you don't make some kind of messes, people? So now we're going to pour the last of it. My neighbor upstairs can't wait, so this one is going to be for her a little bit, because she's actually never had sake before. So this is going to be a weird introduction to sake for her. So now that that's done, put my stuff in the cleaners, in the sink. I love having my sink in my island right here. It's so wonderful. Now before I shake it, I'm actually going to rinse it off, because like I said, I got cocoa powder all over it. And I don't want cocoa powder all over me. So now, you shake. Now this is something that I have to do every 8 to 12 hours. Even though I whisk it, I'm still going to shake it. Get it all inside of there. So now we have chocolate sake sitting here marinated. It's called chocolate infused sake. By the time it's ready to eat, I'm probably going to come up with a new name for it, something fun for it. But that's basically it. Now, I'm going to show you the book that I got my recipe from. I rinsed my hands off. So I don't want to touch the book wet. Wipe the counter off, because the counter's dirty now with chocolate. So, the book that I used was this. And I'll come closer so you can see it. This is the book that I used. It's called Sushi Secrets. And this book is something I found in one of the stores, you know, just going around. The author, which would be shocking for y'all to know, the author is a black female. She's a sushi chef out of, say that 3 times fast, a sushi chef, out of Mississippi. Her name is Marisa Baggett. She lived in Los Angeles from home, Mississippi, with one goal: to learn as much as she could about great sushi. And then this is also written with Trevor Corson. So now there is some pictures of her actually in the book. See if I can find it. Matter of fact, here's a good picture. Let me show you this picture real quick. This is actually her. So understand that it doesn't matter what your race is. It doesn't matter what your culture is. You can be great at cooking any type of food that you want to if you're willing to go out there and master it. So with that, I'm going to let you go. Once again, this is the book. And this is also where I got the lemon mango bars that I'm going to be making. You know, I figured if I'm going to crave and eat sweets, why not make it myself? But with that, I'm going to let everybody go and enjoy the rest of their Thursday. And as always, stay safe, travel often, and eat well.